Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to the channel where we plant ideas and we harvest results. So I have a quick question for you. What if I told you that 10 local chickens can actually put some money into your pocket? Well, behind me I have my local chickens. They are over 10. I usually keep more than that, but I sold off some. You know, we had Eid and then we had Easter, so I've been selling off some. But I also prefer keeping a smaller number that I can manage well. So I have some laying hens in here. They are down here, and I have those ones that are about to start laying. I actually have an egg. It's under there. But let me first feed these ones. Let them have their evening meal. Hey, come out. Come out. Come out. They usually need to see someone leading them. These ones are supposed to be 7. How many are there? Oh, okay. The others are there. So these ones, I'm hoping by June or even May, they will have started laying. And for the cocks, they will be ready for eating. And they are all fantastic. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down for you, how much you can earn from keeping small number of birds, say just 10. So as a backyard farmer, if you're raising local birds, there are 3 major ways you can actually make money out of them. The first one, and which is the main emphasis for our video, is through selling eggs, and then the other way is by keeping these birds for meat, and then thirdly, you can earn by hatching the baby chicks. So what you do is you keep the fertilized eggs maybe for a week, and then you take them to the hatchery and then they hatch them. But of course, we are talking about a very small number, 10 hens. We didn't even mention the cock, we just mentioned the hens. They are 10. So imagine they are here. You need to collect these eggs like for a week. The 10 hens are most likely to give you about, how many eggs are those? Maybe 70. Yeah, around 70 eggs. And we all know the politics at the hatcheries, in our local hatcheries. I don't know how about in your country, but in our country, Uganda, whenever you take your eggs to the hatchery, be sure you're going to make some losses. That's why those people who have large farms, they're the only ones that benefit, but they also miss out on some numbers. So really, if we're talking about 10 hens, then we don't even think about selling day-old chicks for now. So one thing you should know actually, that a very good laying hen, like the ones I have now, it's capable of giving you between 250 to 300 eggs per year. But that's when the hen, it's actually well fed. It eats enough food, quality food. Of course, with our local ones, we can supplement them with other feeds, the leftovers, the greens and all that. But it has to be well fed. You've given it water. I emphasize, give them water, and fresh and clean water. But also their housing has to be very clean. And then the lighting. People, my viewers or my fellow backyard farmers, light is very important to the local birds as well. So these birds have to have sufficient light. That's 12 hours. Actually, they say 15 hours of light if you want your hens to be laying. That's why when they're scavenging, you find that early in the morning around 7 a.m. they're out. And then they come back maybe around 6. That's when they are able to give you an egg, maybe around noon. So you need to give them enough lighting. It's very necessary if you want these birds to be laying that number of eggs. So now let's dive in the real math. Yeah, how are you going to get money from this number of eggs that are being produced by these 10 birds? So as I mentioned earlier, a good laying hen is capable of giving you between 250 to 300 eggs per year. Okay, so that's but we are doing this consciously. We are doing this deliberately. That means we are looking at the higher side. That's 300 eggs per year. That's what we want to reap from our 10 hens, from each hen in our backyard, okay, because we are going to take care of it very well. So that means if we are having each hen giving us 300 eggs per year, when we multiply that by 10 hens, that's 3,000 eggs per year. And 3,000 eggs, how many trays does it give us? 3,000 divided by 30, because in each tray contains 30 eggs. Okay, so that means we are having 100 trays per year. So how much are you going to get from these 100 trays? So as we speak right now, okay, a tray of eggs in Uganda goes for 30,000, because we are talking about local birds. So if a tray goes for 30,000, so we have 30,000 times 100 trays, that is 3 million. But this 3 million that we are having, of course we are going to, this is the revenues, like the total revenue when you've sold all these eggs per year. But we have to minus or to subtract the expenses. Our biggest expense on the farm, or our biggest cost, is going to be feeds. And a mature layer consumes 100 grams per day. When we convert that to kilograms, that's 0.1 kilogram per day. Our 10 mature layers, they are going to consume 1 kilogram per day. Okay, but remember, our total revenue is 3 million, and that's per year. So we shall need to calculate how much these birds are going to consume per year, and that means they will consume 365 kilograms a year. Right now, as I speak to you, a kilogram of a complete meal or complete feed for these laying hens, it's at 1,500. So for us to get the amount, we are going to deduct from our total revenue, our total revenue in a year. We're going to get 1,500 times 365 kilograms, and that should be giving us a total of, let me get my calculator here. So 1,500 times 365 kilograms, that is 47,500 Ugandan shillings. Remember, we have other small costs. For example, the medication, the vaccination, and those other small things, the vitamins, those miscellaneous that comes in. So instead of calculating these costs at 500, let's take them at 800,000 shillings. So now that we've figured out our expenses in a year, so let's get our total revenue. 3 million minus 800,000. So we're having 2.2, or we're having 2,200,000 Uganda shillings as our net profit for that year, or net revenue for that year. So to break it down more, I'm going to divide this net profit by 12, just see how much we are able to make in a month. That is around 180,000 Ugandan shillings per month. Okay, so a bonus tip, you can actually add value to these eggs. Instead of selling the ones the way you've been selling normally in a tray, you can actually boil these eggs and sell them anywhere around, maybe your home or in the shops, or you can, I've seen so many vend them around. But since these are local eggs, you're going to sell them at a higher price. The normal ones usually go for 500 Ugandan shillings, but for these ones they usually go for 1,000 Ugandan shillings, and that's some extra income besides the other one we've calculated. Remember, in my previous video, I was talking about how you can start a poultry farm, but in the context of you quitting the job or not quitting the job. Some of you actually were hesitant to start. Now we've worked out that you are able to make 2.2 with your 10 hens in a year. So you see, this is even enough for you to kickstart your poultry journey. How? You can now switch to broilers. For example, if you can use the 1 million, you have 2.2, right? So you can use the 1 million to book their old chicks. But even this depending on which number you want, even 1 million is much. You can use, if for example you're going to book 200 broilers, that means you're going to use around 750,000 or 800,000 Ugandan shillings just to book, and then you can use the other million and the reminders to cater for the feeds and vaccinations and beddings and all the other things that you may need in the setting up in the whole month. So this 2.2 will be enough to raise those 200 broilers from day 1 up to the 4th week, and by the 4th week they are ready for the market. And you do like that, you get a small profit of maybe 400,000, but you recover your initial investment plus that profit, you see. And then if you continue like that for another year, if you're doing broilers, you'll be able to do like around 4 batches, you know, and by the end of the year, that capital will have increased, the volume will have grown bigger, and that means you'll be ready to quit the other job we were talking about, the 9-to-5 job. You see, this is how the 10 hens will be able to kickstart your other poultry journey. So it's up to you. You can either reinvest in the 10 hens and grow the farm into a bigger one. From 10 hens, you can actually go to 100 hens or even more. And that's how the journey will start. You can let us know in the comment section below, how many birds are you planning to start with? Is it 10 hens or even more? Alright, if you find this video helpful, kindly hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that we can all start doing chickens together. See you in the next video.